Okay, so the brand new DJI Osmo Pocket 2 has just been released, so let's compare it to the original and whether you should get one. Don't go away. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Be sure to check out the timestamps in the description below if you want to jump to certain sections, so let's get into it. So earlier today, the brand spanking new DJI Osmo Pocket 2 has been released. Now this comes 2 years after the groundbreaking Osmo Pocket, basically a tiny camera integrated with a 3-axis gimbal. Now I bought the original Pocket when it first came out and it was amazing for a wide range of uses, including vlogging because it has a front-facing screen, it could shoot 4K 60p video, and having a gimbal integrated meant the footage was buttery smooth. I used it for travel vlogging mainly. It was super convenient because you could literally keep it in your pocket, and when you wanted to shoot something, the startup to shooting time was super fast. Now there are a number of accessories you could get for it, my favorite being the controller wheel, which enabled you to get super smooth panning motion when taking video so that it looks super cinematic. So now the second iteration of the device is out. So in this video, we're not going to do an in-depth review of the whole device, we're just going to cover the main differences between the new version and the original version. And make sure you stick around until the end where I help you decide whether to upgrade from the original or whether to buy one if you don't currently have one. Okay, so let's look at the design. The unit itself is slightly larger, but not by much, about 2mm all round, and weighs only 1 gram heavier at 117 grams. It has a slightly bigger screen, which is handy for framing your subject, and as it's a touch screen, you can use it for some basic controls and settings. It does have a bigger lens and more importantly a larger sensor. So on the lens it's now the equivalent of a 20mm lens versus the tighter 26mm on the first Osmo Pocket. So it makes it much better for vlogging. Now one of my favourite YouTubers, Jevon Dovey's done a great comparison video, so I'll leave a link in the description below. Now even better is you can get a magnetic snap-on wide lens that takes the field of view to the equivalent of a 15mm lens. So good. The larger sensor now captures 64 megapixel photos versus 12 megapixel on the original, and HDR video, and is much better in low light. They've also added the ability to do both 4x and 8x slow motion. The original was limited to 4x, still good enough but 8's better, as well as 4x zoom. Face tracking and in fact tracking of anything using the built-in Active Track feature is now even better with Active Track 3. The gimbal has more range too. It can now pan an additional 20 degrees and tilt an additional 5 degrees. Also built into the new Osmo Pocket 2 are more microphones, now with 4 microphones built into the handle, allowing it to adjust the direction of the audio wherever the camera is pointing. So it's effectively surround sound, which they call DJI Matrix Stereo. But more on microphones in a minute. There's also an AI editor built into their app which takes highlights from video you've shot and creates its own short video using artificial intelligence. Crazy stuff. Next is an accessory called the Do-It-All handle. Now this clips onto the base of the unit and it allows external microphones to be plugged in, both TRS and TRRS 3.5mm jack microphones, so you don't need another external adapter like you did with the original. It also has a 1/4 screw built into the base so you can attach it to tripods, and a tripod actually comes with one of the kits, but we'll get to that soon. Next is the joystick control. The original Osmo Pocket had an optional, if a little bulky, controller wheel that toggled between tilt and pan control for the gimbal. Now Pocket 2 has replaced the control wheel with a much smaller joystick and an accessory button, and it leaves the built-in button still accessible, which is a fantastic feature. And it actually comes as part of the standard kit, whereas it was an additional accessory for the original. And last but not least is a very exciting additional, and that is a wireless microphone. It connects wirelessly to the Do-It-All handle base and is fantastic for content creators like vloggers. It's very similar to the Rode Wireless Go, which I love, but even easier and smaller to use, so an amazing addition. They've really thought about the types of uses that people are going to use this unit for. Now like most DJI products, they come in a couple of kit configurations, a relatively basic kit and then one with all the bells and whistles. But having said that, the standard kit comes with things that other companies would, I reckon, be tempted to sell as additional accessories, but not DJI. The one thing about them that I really like is that they give you really good value in the products they sell. Now the standard kit includes the Pocket 2, the mini controller, which is the one with the joystick, a tripod mount, hard shell pocket cover, which is great for slipping the pocket in your pocket, a USB cable, smartphone adapters for Apple and USB-C phones, as well as a wrist strap. And that's priced at $349 for you lovely people in the US of A. But for us people down under in New Zealand, we have to buy it from the Australian web store, and that comes in at $639 Australian, which is around 685 New Zealand dollars. Now the Pro Kit, or the Creator Combo as they call it, is all of that, plus it includes the wireless microphone and windscreen, the do-it-all handle, the wide-angle lens, and a tripod, and is priced at $499 US, or for the Aussie web store, 849 Aussie, which is about 920 New Zealand dollars, which means us Kiwis are royally getting ripped off, because $499 US at the current exchange rates works out around 750 New Zealand dollars. Stink! Anyway, that is what it is. So, should you get one? Now, if you've got the original Osmo Pocket, is it worth upgrading to the new Pocket 2? In my opinion, absolutely. The picture quality was already very good, and now it's even better. The addition of not only additional built-in microphones, but a wireless microphone makes this super easy and useful for vlogging. And the additional features like the joystick control just make it that much easier to use. Now don't forget, you're still getting the physical 3-axis gimbal for super smooth footage, as well as the larger sensor, HDR video, more slow-mo, active track 3, blah blah blah. Just get one. If you don't have the original Pocket, but were thinking of getting this one, first you need to think about what type of video and photos you mainly want to capture. If you're after stabilized cinematic video and want to have the convenience of being able to carry your camera everywhere you go, plus you want to do a bit of vlogging, then definitely yes, get this camera. Now DJI are constantly coming out with new products. It's exciting for gadget hogs like me, but not too kind on the wallet. So speaking of new DJI products, I've made a video comparing the recently released GoPro Hero 9 Black camera to the yet to be announced Osmo Action 2, so check it out. Hey, thanks for tuning in guys, I'll catch you in the next video.